You can go to church and sing a hymn, judge me by the colour of my skin. You can live a lie until you die. One thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside. Which is precisely what the globe cult does to you. The fact that you have absolutely no idea, if you believe in the spinning ball, you have absolutely no idea about the concept that is your life. Now, okay, people who know the earth is flat, we don't know where the fuck we are either. But at least we know we're not on a spinning ball, which, well, it undermines your life. It makes it meaningless. We are living on a creation. This place, you have to accept that this place is created. We are the center of everything we see. We aren't spinning and hurtling through space, through the infinite vacuum of space, at a million and a half miles an hour, or whatever ridiculous figure they come up with, just to make their pseudo-science kind of work, but it doesn't actually when you look into it. So that's what I want you to do. If you believe that you're living on a spinning ball, you've got to prove it to yourself. And I believed I was living on a spinning ball for nearly 50 years of my life. When I actually looked at it, when I saw the subject of flat Earth come up, and I thought how ridiculous this is. We're going back to the Dark Ages or before. But actually, when you look into it, it's correct. Or the other way to look at it really is that the spinning ball Earth is bollocks. One, it's not spinning, it's not moving. That's been proved throughout science, real science, centuries ago. And the fact that you are to believe it's a ball is even more ridiculous, utterly moronic. The fact that the best part of the surface of the Earth is covered in water, and to think that could bend is it's incredulous that people would actually accept this bullshit. But they do. They hammer it home when you're just a small child with no real ability to question your peers, your elders, your betters, so-called, at the time. So you have to accept it, really. Secretly, you might not, but in the classroom as a whole, just to fit in, you have to say, yes, miss, or sir, or whatever. But it's such a shame that we are crippled inside. Some of us are becoming less crippled inside by discovering that we're not living on a spinning ball, and that gives you a whole different outlook, because nihilism has set in. And if you really believe that you're on a spinning ball Earth, hurtling through the vacuum of space to infinity and beyond, then you're a meaningless speck in the Earth counts for something like 0.000000000 of the matter in space. So what if you were on Earth and you can scale yourself, think of how big you are on the planet Earth, then you are nothing. insignificant nothing. However, if you look into how the ball became, and you can see through it just like a very clean pane of glass, which I'm not looking at right now, it's quite obvious that we were corralled onto a ball, so we didn't go anywhere else. So that makes adventure, discovery of new worlds and all that out of the question, because you're also told that that's all been done. And when it was done by very brave men, you get horrific stories of desperate circumstances that the ice and snow will give you. You know, starving to death, having to eat your dogs or your compadres, or you know. And the other thing is, of course, going mad through imbibing lead and other such heavy metals that caused total madness when they looked for the Northwest Passage. Deary me. So that's there to scare the living shit out of you, so you don't go looking for yourself. If you go past Iceland, oh, you're going to die. So, there you go. Now, it is a little bit, I can't say it's Arctic weather. We've only got 2 or 3 inches here, really. But I had to dig my car out this morning to get out to do some shopping, it being Sunday. So that took quite a bit of time because, okay, whether you're digging 4-inch or a foot or just a couple of inch or 3 or 4-inch, whatever it is, it takes about the same amount of time because it's light stuff, let's face it, snow, it's not a back-breaking job, but you have to cover the same amount of ground and chuck the stuff, away from where you're going to be driving. And I live on a little bit of an incline, so it's getting back in, that's the problem. And I don't want to sort of loiter outside because that's a bit of a giveaway, really. Mind you, the tracks in and out are even more of a giveaway, I suppose. But I have to come here every day to feed the stock, so that's my joker in the pack. Aye. Now, as regards, so just let me finish that with, if you really think that you're living on a spinning ball Earth, prove it to yourself. Be truthful to yourself and prove it to yourself. Not just going to watch some arsehole on YouTube spouting pseudoscience. First of all, understand what science is, the meaning of the word, and then you'll understand what pseudoscience is, which is you'll have absolutely no idea what that is that you're looking at, but we'll make something up, and if the observations fit the theory, then we'll say it's correct. And that's what has happened. And then as certain things presented themselves and chipped away at this theory, they just hid them away, or used mathematics to hide them away, or to get round the problem. And of course, Einstein was one of the biggest frauds, a puppet, I think, and just there to dazzle the world with his superior intellect. Actually, he was a moron. But when you are sold something through the media, there's no escaping. You have to conform, apparently. And if you don't, then you're just cast aside, or you become an outcast, and somebody who just mutters to themselves in a corner somewhere, maybe. I don't know. I haven't got that. I'm not that quite that bad. But it's quite understandable that most people want to conform. And that's sad as well, but that's the kind of herd mentality that humans are susceptible to. Yes, and when I'm talking about looking into and proving the ball to yourself, so where do you start? Well, why not start with the substance that you know, the the um, the stuff that I mentioned earlier that was covering most of the Earth, and which is water, of course, and look for the possibilities of that bending. There's a good place to start. So, yeah. So, as regards censorship, which is supposedly happening now on YouTube or soon, perhaps, I'm not going to stop titling my vlogs "Flat Earth," whatever, and um, I'm not going to stop telling people that the spinning ball is a load of shite, because it's my conscience that wants to tell people. It's not. I don't do it for profit, obviously. Um, I don't even want the Earth to be a level plane. I'd much rather it be a nature-defying fucking globe, so I could stop doing this and get on. No, I have to think about when I'm going to do this, the battery on my computer, loads of things. Anyway, doesn't matter about that. Fact is, I'm going to continue to do it. YouTube can ban me up the arse. I don't give a shit. I still have to do this to tell people. It's anybody's duty, if you know about it, to tell other people. Now, this may not reach that many people, but it reaches a few, and it's a non-aggressive kind of way. It's not like the politicians do when they charge round in a car with big loud hailers on the top and vote this, vote that. No, I wouldn't do that. The Earth is flat. The Earth, no, no, no. That doesn't win you any friends, in my opinion. So it's up to you to look and find. Perhaps you only click on the things on your right hand side of your YouTube page. Maybe that's the way you do it. I don't know, but I would and have and do type things in that box at the top that I'm interested in. That's the way to do it. But then again, that's up to you. And the last thing I want to do is start, and I have done. I realised this in the past, and it troubles me. You must do this. You have to do this. You should do that. That's not me, really. I'm not a manager. I don't. Uh, I don't like to tell people what to do. I don't like to be told what to do myself. That's probably why. I just, I've got this thing in my head called a brain, and I use it to decide, make decisions for myself. And that's what, here we go again, but that's what everybody should do. Just to, say, go along with some arsehole like, anyway, forget about all that. water. Look at water. How it behaves. The substance, you can actually jump into it and you'll float. Jump into it, you'll float, and you'll see it's perfectly level all the time. So that's it. I'm going to go and do a bit more work, I think. I've just made myself a cup of tea. Surprise, surprise. So I'm going to drink that, and so I hope you're keeping warm. I hope if you've got snow, I hope you're keeping warm. Of course, on south of the equator, if anybody's watching from down there, you'll be warm enough anyway. And I'll see you all very shortly. Bye.